The last 9 months have been incredibly tough for us as a family. Life as you know it can change in an instant, and we've had to find a way to navigate the stormy waters and road unknown.
The last 9 months have been incredibly tough for us as a family. Life as you know it can change in an instant, and we've had to find a way to navigate the stormy waters and road unknown. Royal life can hide a lot, especially when it comes to what's really going on behind palace doors. For years, Princess Catherine has maintained a graceful, composed image. She is known as a person that does not reveal too much, but something happened that changed everything. Recently, there has been growing speculation about a secret child, and now, in a heartfelt and unexpected moment, Catherine has broken her silence. The news has left royal watchers in shock and fans searching for answers. What did she reveal, and why was it kept secret for so long? Join us as we reveal all about Catherine's confession, Kate's confession. Most people know Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, as a loving mother of 3 children. But lately, that may be changing. Some news outlets have started saying that Kate might be hiding something big, that she actually has a 4th child. These rumors have become so popular that many of the reports now include pictures they claim show Kate looking pregnant. Some reporters have even asked the royal family for answers. Others have brought up a moment during a royal event when Kate was asked if she wanted more children. She responded by saying that Prince William wouldn't be in support of it. Some people have used that response to suggest she might actually be hiding something, arguing that her answer didn't clearly deny the possibility. Because of this, the internet has become divided. Some people are supporting Kate, saying she deserves privacy and shouldn't have to explain her personal life. Others believe the rumors and feel the public has a right to know what's really going on. The story has caused a lot of drama online, with people arguing on both sides. So with all the pressure and confusion, Kate has finally decided to speak out and clear the air. What she said surprised a lot of people and gave everyone something new to think about. So stay with us, because this is one you don't want to miss out on. When Kate Middleton finally responded to the growing rumors, she began with a simple truth, saying that she really wants a 4th child. She openly shared that she has been trying to convince her husband Prince William to agree, but while he hasn't said yes yet, Kate remains hopeful that he might change his mind in the future. Her honest response added more clarity to the story, showing that while the idea of expanding their family is something she desires, she also respects her husband's wishes. Kate also took the opportunity to address questions about her recent visit to the baby bank in Windsor. Some had speculated that her appearance there was linked to the pregnancy rumors. However, she made it clear that the visit was part of her ongoing work to support families in need. During her time there, she spoke with reporters about the essential role the baby bank plays in helping families across Windsor, Maidenhead, Slough, Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, and nearby areas. Her focus was on highlighting the important work the organization does, not on addressing personal speculation. So, from this, it's clear that when it comes to the idea of having a 4th child, Kate has shown maturity and understanding. Although she wishes for another baby, she respects William's decision and continues to stand by him. Her calm and honest approach helps settle some of the rumors, reminding the public of her dedication to both her family and her charitable work. But here comes the shocker. Kate Middleton actually has a 4th child. Royal author Tom Quinn recently shared something unexpected during an interview. According to him, while fans were busy speculating about a possible pregnancy, people who work closely with the royal family were already in on the secret. According to them, Kate often refers to her husband, Prince William, as her 4th child. But why is that so, since it's not an official title? You see, behind palace doors, there's a long-running joke that Kate sometimes has to treat William like one of the kids. Why? Because he can be a bit demanding, especially when things don't go exactly as planned. Even staff who know the couple well say William, like many royals, is used to being looked after, and this can be traced back to his upbringing, because from a young age, everything was done for him. Meals prepared, clothes laid out, schedules managed. That kind of upbringing can make a person a little particular. It's said that William has moments where he becomes difficult to please or easily irritated. And when that happens, Kate is the one who brings calm to the situation. But unlike William, Kate had a more grounded upbringing. She didn't grow up in a palace or have staff waiting on her. She learned how to manage things for herself, which makes her practical, patient, and understanding. So when tension rises, she knows how to keep things steady, not just with the children, but sometimes with her husband too. This dynamic between the two isn't just playful. It also shows the strength of their partnership. William's past, marked by the tragic loss of his mother and a childhood lived in the public eye, left deep emotional scars. While he was raised by staff and surrounded by royal formality, Kate's family offered something very different: warmth, closeness, and quiet support. That contrast helped him find balance, and it's one of the reasons many believe their bond is so strong today. As all this was unfolding, another clue stirred up even more curiosity. In March 2025, Kate posted a video for Mothering Sunday. It featured her and the children enjoying a quiet day together. But eagle-eyed viewers noticed something new. There were 2 dogs in the video, not just one. Suddenly, people began wondering if a new pet had joined the family, or if this was another subtle hint at a growing household. As it turns out, the answer might be simpler than anyone expected. Yes, the Cambridges had welcomed a second dog into their home. That's it. No secret baby, no big announcement, just a fluffy new friend and a bit of extra fun for the children. And if we think back, this kind of bond with pets runs in the family. The late Queen Elizabeth II was famously devoted to her dogs, and this closeness made many to even see her dogs as part of her children. So, in this case, Kate's 4th child might just be her husband or her new dog. And now, with King Charles's health reportedly in decline, it's also becoming clear that now might not be the right time for the couple to expand their family further. Their royal duties are growing, and the demands on their time and focus are only increasing. A 4th baby may simply not be on the agenda, but from all the talk and speculation, one thing is clear: Kate's style as a mother is something special. Her natural warmth, strength, and calm presence make many people wish she did have one more child, just so there would be even more of that love to go around. So, how does Kate bring up her children? And what's her parenting style really like? Keep watching to find out. Kate, parenting style. Kate's approach to parenting has quietly reshaped the long-standing belief that royalty is built on tradition, rules, and centuries-old expectations. Catherine, Princess of Wales, hasn't come to simply uphold those rules. She's here to gently redefine them, not through headlines or royal decrees, but through bedtime stories, empathy, and an unwavering presence. With quiet strength, she's rewriting what it means to be a modern royal mother. From the very beginning, it was clear that Catherine was determined to raise her children on her own terms. She made it known to Prince Charles and Queen Elizabeth II that she would not be rushed. She wouldn't be pressured into royal duties while her children were still so young. And she certainly wouldn't follow a model that placed royal appearances above maternal presence. That wasn't a passing remark. It came from something deep inside her. Not rebellion, but instinct. It came from love, and that love shaped every decision she would go on to make as a mother. In fact, that belief guided not just how she raised her own children, but how she saw her role as a royal. Her early initiative, Shaping Us, wasn't just another charity scheme as many thought. It was a deeply personal project rooted in neuroscience and child development. Catherine wanted the world to understand what she already knew in her bones, that a child's early years lay the foundation for everything. Shaping Us reflected her values, her upbringing, and the parenting she was practicing every single day behind palace walls. But this quiet philosophy showed itself in ways beyond the official. In 2016, when Prince George began attending Westacre Montessori School near the family's country home, Hanmer Hall, it surprised many. It wasn't a grand London prep school or some elite royal academy. It was a small local nursery tucked away in Norfolk, focused on exploration and individuality. Kate Middleton, who had studied early childhood development and child psychology at university, understood the value of child-led learning. George's school was not chosen because of status. Rather, it was chosen because of the kind of nurturing environment it offered. Later, when Princess Charlotte enrolled at Wilcox Nursery School, Catherine made headlines for doing something entirely unexpected. Kate took the official first-day portrait herself. No media, no paparazzi, just a mother with a camera, capturing a private moment. And this wasn't an isolated gesture. Year after year, the public began to recognize Catherine's signature style. She released personal photos of her children's milestones, birthdays, and events, not to feed public appetite, but to protect them. By controlling the narrative, she allowed the children to be seen on her terms, not the media's. But then came a moment that explained everything better. Stay tuned. In 2020, as the world was gripped by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Wales family retreated to Anmer Hall, where they navigated lockdown life much like countless families across the country. But even then, Kate Middleton found ways to anchor her children. During a rare interview, she revealed that she was homeschooling George and Charlotte herself, juggling phonics, math, and science lessons with baking and gardening. But she was not doing this because she was striving for perfection from her kids. In fact, she laughed about George being upset that Charlotte got more fun assignments. It was a glimpse into a home full of warmth and realness, not one curated for prestige. That same year, Catherine shared during a morning TV interview that she had been talking with other mothers during lockdown. Through her work with parenting charities, she offered support, listened to their concerns, and tried to make sure they didn't feel alone. But what really caught people's attention was how honest she was about her own experience. When asked how things were going at home, she smiled and admitted it was difficult. That honesty was rare. For someone in her position, a senior royal, to openly admit that motherhood could be tough was something new. It stood out. It was a moment that made her feel more real, more relatable. It showed a side of royal life that was messy and emotional, just like everyone else's. That moment stayed with people because it reminded them that even a princess can feel tired and overwhelmed. However, Prince William and his wife are preparing to move their family from the historic halls of Kensington Palace to the quieter, more secluded grounds of Windsor's royal estate. It's a move that speaks volumes. A cottage instead of a castle, privacy over prestige. A fresh start away from the public eye, and a space where their children can just be children. And this move is not a surprising one, because when you look closely, you will find out that Catherine's parenting style didn't appear out of thin air. She drew inspiration from her own upbringing under the care of Michael and Carol Middleton, a grounded, loving, and present family. Her childhood was filled with warmth, stability, and laughter. She never forgot that, and she was determined to give her children the same. But there's more to Catherine's approach than private homes and Montessori schools. Her parenting has often gone against what people expect from royalty, sometimes quietly, sometimes boldly. Take, for instance, the family's very first official overseas tour to New Zealand and Australia in 2014. Traditionally, royal children were left behind during long international tours. It was seen as too tiring, too risky, or simply too unconventional to bring them along. But Catherine wasn't having it. Prince George, then just 9 months old, came with them. Not hidden away, but front and center. When the family landed in Wellington, George was carried down the plane steps by his mother, smiling and bundled up in her arms. There were public playdates, gentle moments shared with other babies, and photographs that felt less like diplomacy and more like snapshots from an ordinary young family's album. It was deliberate. Catherine wanted her children to be part of her life, not separate from it, and from that moment it was clear she would not be raising royal children from behind velvet ropes. It didn't stop there. As the children grew, so did Catherine's quiet reshaping of what it meant to be a royal parent. One morning in 2017, commuters and parents at Thomas's Battersea, a private school in London, saw something unusual. Prince William himself, casually walking his son to his first day of school. No security entourage, no grand procession, just a dad holding his son's hand. It was unexpected, and while William received the spotlight that day, insiders quietly confirmed what many suspected. Catherine was the one who had pushed for that normalcy, insisting that school drop-offs and pickups were not beneath them. They were part of parenting, part of being present. And even when royal obligations pulled one parent away, the other stepped in, just like any couple trying to make it work. Again and again, Catherine made it clear, real life comes first. It's not just a philosophy, it's a practice. That's why, even when attending major events like Trooping the Color or state ceremonies, she and William take great care to prepare their children in a way that emphasizes kindness over performance. When Princess Charlotte was seen gently reminding Prince George to stand tall and smile for the cameras, people chuckled at the sibling moment, but there was something deeper there too. It showed that Catherine's teachings had taken root. Respect, responsibility, and togetherness as a family. And it's not always about serious parenting strategies either. Catherine brings joy into the mix. She makes space for silliness, like when Prince Louis stole the show at the Queen's Jubilee with his playful antics, sticking out his tongue, covering his ears at the noise. Catherine didn't panic. She didn't try to suppress his spirit. She let him be. She responded with warmth and patience, and what people saw wasn't a perfectly controlled child. It was a mother allowing her son to be himself, even in the glare of the world's cameras. Kate has also turned holiday moments to a time of intentional parenting. For many years, the Wales family skipped Christmas at Sandringham, the traditional royal gathering, and instead chose to spend the holidays with the Middletons in Bucklebury. To the press, it seemed strange. To Catherine, it made sense. She wanted her children to know both sides of their family, not just the royal one. She wanted stockings, messy wrapping paper, and her mom's homemade dishes. She wanted memories built on balance. There's also the way she calmly protects her children from being public property. Royal watchers once expected a steady stream of public updates, staged appearances, and interviews. Instead, Catherine carved out something different. She rarely uses their titles. She refers to them as George, Charlotte, and Louis. Not the Prince and Princess of Wales's children, not future monarchs, just kids. Kids who make her laugh, who teach her things, who sometimes fight over books or get grass stains on their knees. And in that framing, Catherine sends a message without ever saying it outright. Royal blood doesn't exempt you from being human, and it doesn't exempt her from being a mother first. So from all of this, it's clear that Kate Middleton has brought a new and refreshing style to royal parenting. Her way of raising her children is slowly changing the royal family into something more modern and down to earth. But it doesn't end there. This parenting style has made many people wonder, what kind of people will her children grow up to be? Stay with us, because this is where things get even more interesting. The future of monarch. The influence of Kate's parenting can be seen clearly in the lives of her children, starting with Prince George, who is the heir to the throne. Prince George doesn't chase attention. He never has. At public events, he often stands quietly, slightly behind his parents, scanning the crowd before speaking. There's a watchfulness to him, not nervous, just aware, a kind of calm that feels older than his years. He's second in line to the throne, and the world already knows it. But George isn't being treated like a future king. Not yet. He's being raised like a boy who needs time. Time to grow, to understand, to ask questions before he's expected to answer them. That was clear at Wimbledon, a standout moment. Not because Prince George said anything, but because he didn't. Dressed in a suit a little too big, cheeks flushed from the sun and the attention, he looked more like a schoolboy than a public figure. And that's the point. He was still a schoolboy, one who laughs at his brother's antics, one who whispers to his sister when cameras are flashing, one who's learning how to carry a future without being crushed by it. There's a steadiness about him that people are starting to notice. He holds his posture in crowds. He waits his turn. He doesn't rush. That might not seem like much now, but in a role defined by patience, those early signs matter. George may never be the loudest in the room, but he might just be the one who listens the hardest. Then there's Charlotte, who is quieter but in a very different way. Where George absorbs, Charlotte engages. She stands straighter. She pays attention to small things, and often, she moves first. She's already built a reputation among royal watchers for her composure. At the late Queen's funeral, it was Charlotte who gently reminded George when to bow. At Easter and other royal outings, it's Charlotte who often leads Louis by the hand. She doesn't do this with a fuss or with authority, just with quiet assurance. Charlotte also helps at home. She reads to her younger brother. She feeds the dog. None of these things are extraordinary on their own, but together, they show something bigger. A girl who's being trusted to contribute, even now, in small but meaningful ways. But in applying to Charlesford, it is very much about a title with a future. Some have drawn comparisons to Princess Anne, someone who never needed a throne to become one of the most reliable members of the royal family. Charlotte, too, seems to understand the value of simply showing up, paying attention, and doing the work. She's not being told what to be. She's being allowed to become one. And finally, there's Louis, the youngest, the wild card, the one who bounces, waves, claps, pulls faces, and makes the whole country smile without trying. It's easy to see Louis as the comic relief, but that would be missing what's really going on. Because under the cheeky grins and sudden moves is a child who's fully present, always feeling, always reacting, always alive in the moment. At the Queen's Jubilee, Prince Louis couldn't sit still. At Trooping the Color, he danced. And instead of being scolded, he was gently steered. A whisper from Kate here, a guiding hand there. This was not discipline. Exactly. This was simply giving direction, the kind that lets energy exist without letting it overwhelm the space. Louis might not grow up to carry the crown, but he'll carry something else. A kind of lightness the monarchy hasn't always had. His playfulness, his openness, even his unpredictability could be the very thing that helps the institution evolve. Because when the world feels heavy, the ones who bring joy matter too. And joy is something Louis brings in buckets. Now it's clear that Kate is not just raising royal children. She's shaping the future. So even though some still hope for a fourth Wales baby, thinking a larger royal family might echo the strength of Queen Elizabeth's era, Kate is showing the world something different. It's not about numbers. It's about nurture. Because sometimes raising fewer children with more intention can build something even stronger. What are your thoughts about Kate's confession on the fourth baby saga? How do you view her approach to parenting? And what kind of impact do you think it might have on the next generation, both within the royal family and beyond? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You'll enjoy it.